Well, hey everybody, welcome back. I just got a package today. I ordered it on the 25th of March and I received it today. Today's April 2nd. It is I went through AliExpress instead of directly through the manufacturer because it was cheaper and free shipping. Yeah, it got here in about a week. So it's a water block to put onto the Asus Prime RTX 5070. And I went with a company that I went with before. It's a little on the cheaper side. I purchased a water block from them for a Asus Tough RTX 4070 Super. Super. And I haven't had any problems with it. It's a full cover block. Typically in the past, I went with either, generally with EK, but with everything that's gone on with EK in the last few years, they need to build back some, I think, some trust. When I did the Skywalker carbon fiber build, I used Corsair parts pretty much for everything except for the GPU block, because they did not have a full cover block. They only have that hybrid block, and you know, from what I've seen, it performs well, but I just don't like the look of it. So I ended up going with an Alpha Cool block on that, and they're just about as expensive as EK. I think with the taxes and everything, I think that block cost me close to 400 Canadian rupees. And I think the EK block for the 3080 was close to that with the back plate, because you had to buy the back plate separately with that. And I think it was an additional $80 or $100 or something like that. And there's not a lot of players in the game, but there's a couple Chinese companies that have come out on the market in the last little while. One of them being Bykski, and another one being, I think, Barrow. and I've used parts from both of them, and they seem to be half decent. I have no complaints, and their parts are about, you know, half the price of other manufacturers. I know there's some other brand name manufacturers out there too, one or two more that have come on the scene in the last decade or so, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So anyways, this here is a Bykski Waterblock for the Prime 5070. Like a little product qualification QC. It passed 2026 0105, so that was in January, so it was made recently. What's this here? Looks like an instruction manual, or yeah, operating manual. But it shows a CPU water block being installed on a motherboard. There's a QR code. I guess I can check that out, but I don't know. I've installed enough of these that, you know, I can generally figure it out. Oilless coolant, alcohol, high concentration glycol coolant, and corrosive coolant. So don't use any of those. Size English, size in Chinese. We got a bag of some hardware. So we got some washers, some springs, some screws, a little bit of thermal paste, 2 G1/4 plugs, a little screwdriver and an Allen key. Oh, okay, and here, this I think is the back plate. Okay, so there's the back plate. The water block on my RX 7900 XTX, it's an EK block as well. Because they changed the design of the block. It comes with a back plate, but again, it was, yeah, I think close to $400. I mean, we got some thermal pads. The water block itself. Nickel-plated copper, full cover block, plexi front, and an RGB strip, 5-volt. Just shows you how you know, how much space you end up reclaiming. Yeah, the board stops about here. Yeah, the board stops here. So from here to here, this is just all extra cooler. They really overbuild these coolers today, and they perform really, really well. It's almost like there's, water cooling for a while was becoming a, why? Other than for aesthetics. And, if you build your own builds, the pleasure of, creating something that's, a computer, but also kind of like a work of art, right? Other than that, it's not really worth it, because generally to water cool a system to do the graphics card and the CPU, pump, 2 rads, fittings, you're getting up anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, and that alone can buy like a budget gaming PC. But back in the day, parts tended to draw a lot of power and generate a lot of heat, and we kind of got away from that because things progressed and started getting a lot more efficient. But now we're kind of getting back into that, like how much power can we throw into this thing, and temps are getting pretty high, and it's kind of making water cooling a a little bit more of a necessity again, which I like to see, because around here we water cool everything. Well, maybe not everything. The media PC I built, I didn't water cool that, and the Batacera machine, it had an air cooler on it, and I threw a 240 mil AIO that I had on it from Thermalright, and to give it a little bit extra cooling, but it's only got a Ryzen 5 55 or 5600X, something like that in it. Okay, yeah, I think it was the 5500 or 5600X and 5500G. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. Anyways, it doesn't need a whole lot of cooling. But I just did it because, why not? I don't know, the build that we did for my son, it's full water cooled now. This is for the Ahsoka build. So as you can see, it's kind of, I got a temp line running there so that I could still run the pump, and the system will still run because it's got the 7700 or 9700X in it. So integrated graphics. But I haven't been running. I just have it set up so that I can turn it on if I need to access something on it, but I don't really have a whole lot on there. It's mostly just, just a gaming PC. I want to get it set up with my sim stuff too, so that I can do sim on it as well. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. I guess the next video we'll do a disassembly of the 5070. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. And again, subscribe.